WarnerMedia and Discovery are merging, so what does that mean for cord cutters? Well, I'm gonna tell you what that might mean. Is there a price hike coming? Coming up on the Streaming Insider. What's up, streamers? It's Jason from the Stream Bowl, and every week I go behind the scenes of the biggest story in streaming. And this week there was a bombshell. Discovery and WarnerMedia are merging, bringing together two of the largest media companies under one roof. I'm gonna go through everything about what's changing and what might change for cord cutters. But before we get going, make sure you hit that like button. The more people who like this, the more people will see it, and the more great content I can keep bringing to you. And make sure you hit subscribe. One of our first 10,000 subscribers will have a chance to win a brand new Roku Ultra, and it can be you, so don't miss your chance. Netflix keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and what that means is media companies have to get bigger in order to compete. And two of the biggest, Discovery and AT&T WarnerMedia, is merging. So what does that mean? Well, AT&T is spinning WarnerMedia off as a separate company, which will then merge with Discovery. That means Discovery's cable channels and their streaming service, Discovery Plus, will live under the same company as HBO Max, and WarnerMedia's cable channels like TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, CNN, and their movie studio, Warner Brothers. So there are three really interesting parts of this story. One, what this means for the cable channels that are all now owned by one parent. Two, what this means for streaming services Discovery Plus and HBO Max. And three, what this means for the personnel of these two companies. Let's start with the third one. So the new Discovery WarnerMedia, which they haven't given a name to quite yet, will be run by Discovery's CEO, David Zaslav. And while it's not a surprise that he's in charge, what is that Jason Kilar, who runs HBO Max and previously was the CEO of Hulu, was nowhere to be found in their press release. In fact, all they said across their media calls was that he will still be CEO of WarnerMedia during the transition period, which will take about a year to get regulatory approval. But since we've heard that he's actually looking for his exit, apparently he's already hired a legal team to negotiate his exit. To me, this is an incredibly short-sighted decision in the merger. He has brought new life to HBO Max, focusing on the product and the customer. He's made bold decisions like bringing theatrical releases directly to HBO Max. He's connected with the customer and revived things like the Snyder Cut. And he's really thought about building this global brand for HBO Max. There are also rumors that Jeff Zucker, who currently runs CNN, who was expected to leave at the end of the year, may have a larger role in this new company due to his previous relationship with the new CEO, David Zaslav. But what you probably really care about is what this means for both HBO Max and Discovery Plus, and those cable channels that both of those companies own. So in terms of those cable channels, this can really only mean one thing for the consumer: price hikes. Because before, streaming services like AT&T TV, YouTube TV, Hulu Live, Fubo, Sling, and Philo had to go and negotiate on separate basis with each of them. But now this new combined entity has leverage where you either can have all of our channels or none of them. And we've seen this happen time and time again. Previously, most streaming services never had Viacom channels, and then Viacom and CBS merged, and they had to carry them, and that led to higher prices of their bundle. This especially impacts two streaming services, Philo and fuboTV. While Discovery is an investor in Philo, they currently don't carry Turner channels. So it is likely that at some point Philo would have no choice but to carry Turner channels in order to continue offering those from Discovery. And in the more near term, fuboTV doesn't offer Turner channels at all. And while it's likely that Fubo would have had to add them in the fall now that they carry NHL, it is now almost certainly the case, if it doesn't happen this fall, that once the merger is complete on their next carriage renewal, fuboTV will have no choice but to carry both sets of channels. So what about HBO Max and Discovery Plus? Well, out of the gate, they made no mention of what actually will happen. They did say there are tons of options, and just like Disney did with Hulu here and Star internationally, it might be different based on the market. There are two real options that they have. They could merge all the content under a single brand, whether it's HBO Max or Discovery Plus, or they could create a Disney bundle-like experience where you can get Discovery Plus or HBO Max or a bundle of the two at a discounted price. I think the second is much more likely. There's a universe of people who just want to spend $5 a month for Discovery's ad-lite product, whereas there's fewer set of people who want a full-featured streaming service like HBO Max that would cost $15 or $20 bundled with something like Discovery Plus. So while all these changes are to come, they are going to be run largely independently for the next year while the deals close. I wouldn't expect anything major to change until probably middle or late 2022, but there could be more changes on the horizon as a result of this deal. Companies like Viacom CBS with Paramount Plus and NBC Universal with Peacock just look really small now. So, it is possible that we have more deals on the horizon. Well, that's it. That's everything cord cutters need to know about Discovery and WarnerMedia's deal and what will be a new three-horse race between Netflix, Disney Plus, and the new combined company. Make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this deal and how you think it affects the streaming world. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button. The more people like this, the more people see it, and the more great content I can keep bringing to you. And make sure you hit subscribe. You can win a all new Roku Ultra and you don't want to miss your chance. Make sure you visit us all week long at thestreamable.com for the latest in streaming news and reviews. And for The Streamable, I'm Jason. Have a great week.